Hello fellow crafters, this is an episode that I was waiting for a long time. Welcome to maxdmcrafting. Hello my friend and welcome to maxdmcrafting. In this series, I will take you hand in hand on a journey through my best dungeon sets. I will show you their composition, some of the ideas that have made them famous on the tabletop gaming community. We will see together some of the most amazing of my underground scenarios, going from very intricate sets like my Silent Tomb to very large sets like those inspired by famous video games such as Diablo or Skyrim. Each of the videos will deal with a specific set. Remember to subscribe on the channel and click on the notification bell to not miss a single episode. If you like my content and want to see more, you can support the channel on Patreon. Every week, exclusive content and the security of allowing the channel to continue and do better and better. That being said, let's get started. After spending a restless night at the Daggerford Tavern, the three adventurers crossed the river Delimbir to tackle the treacherous Sword Hills. At the end of a tiring day, but all in all quite peaceful, they reached the marshes of the Delimbir Valley. The darkness almost surprised them as they crossed a swamp. A small shelter in the middle of a pond seems like a perfect compromise for crossing the night. An old seer welcomes them wary at first. Once they have eaten a frugal meal, she warns them on the last stretch of the road. There is only one crossing of the river, and it is in dangerous territory. Vampires. The road is long, and they eventually reach the ruins of Arbshield Castle. They still don't know that those ruins will be the entrance to the darkest dungeon.
I am the Lord of Darkness. For centuries I have waited, and in the darkness of my ungodly grave, I have cultivated my hatred of the world of light. I have waited for you, and now I welcome you to my humble abode. My queen will give you the gift of unlimited power. You will walk like the wolf among the sheep. They will fear you, and the world will be your table set. Accept my gift. Embrace the night. Walk along my corridors, and all will be revealed.
This is a big, dark journey that will bring us to a dark catacomb. In this episode, I will bring you the maximum power of the Fusion Tiles system. Thanks to my friends Alexander Penner, I have new modules in MDF. The universal pieces are now very solid, very resistant, so the Fusion Tile system is at another level. If you don't know the Fusion Tile system, check my previous tutorial on that. It is a combination between several techniques from Wilox from my HeroQuest board. The Fusion Tile system allows you to have double-sided tiles available, therefore reversible, interconnected with each other thanks to the universal system, of which you can find news in the playlist on the system I created. Having the universal piece in MDF is certainly a great advantage, but you can also create it in a cardboard and still enjoy the advantages of the Fusion Tile system. But now let's get into the specifics of today's set. What is capable of transforming any gaming session into an unforgettable experience? The experience of the Dungeon Master is essential to involve a party and create the right amount of involvement. From a visual point of view, however, it's important to understand that it's not necessary to see everything that happens to create the right atmosphere. I'll explain. The theater of the mind is the tool that the DM uses to project players into the fantastic world that he himself has created. When it comes to reproducing environments, it is instead important to understand what is part of a routine that can be common to multiple game sessions and what instead serves to drop the players in that particular setting. After having enriched my arsenal with many more or less standard tiles, I created some elements with the express purpose of immersing my players in the dark atmosphere I had in mind. This dungeon, which I call the darkest dungeon, had to differ from all the others for two main characteristics. The first is certainly the gothic aspect and the dark colors. The second is the presence of very rich details and elements built with the specific purpose of giving the greatest amount of visual information to the players. This means that it is not enough, for example, to describe a pool in words. It will be essential that players see it as a good element within a dark and hostile environment. For what reason? Very simple. They will be tempted to take some water, which, from the very first steps in the dungeon, will poison their mind.
the miniatures. They are the first step I took in this hobby, like almost all of us, guys. I haven't really improved my technique of painting miniatures, but they are always my main motivator to create particular scenarios. This stairwell is one of the pieces I am most proud of. Beyond its use during the game session, it is definitely a piece that fully expresses the dark atmosphere I was talking about a little while ago. Such a piece on the table becomes a focal piece and leaves no room for bad interpretations. The candlesticks you see are from Sous-titres.com. Take a look at their website. They have really cool stuff. The details help to identify with the adventure, and the colors are very dark indeed. The player certainly had the impression of going deeper and deeper into a place full of terror and mystery. The brilliant move of this set, however, was the last one. I created the Corridors of Illusion. That is a space in which, after the journey in holes and refined areas, the magic of illusion failed and the true nature of the dungeon was revealed to the players. An incredible twist. You can find all the pieces you have seen built step by step on the channel. Find a link for each video in the description box below this one. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope it inspired you and see you again in the next episode. Meanwhile, happy crafting!